welcome to this Sunday sesh of Create, Share, Learn. My co-host joins me, Ben Isles. How are you today, Ben?
Very good, Aaron. I'm enjoying the Sunday
It
thing. I mean, I'm
is.
a bit sick, but I'm happy to be here. And it's Sundays. There's something about Sunday. I'm really enjoying it.
It is good. And my name is Erin Reithke, obviously.
Don't
If you are
forget
just
that.
joining us for the first time, hi. And if you're one of our return viewers, welcome back. Now, it is a Sunday. It is not the second Saturday of the month. It's technically the second Sunday of the month because, yesterday was busy.
Yeah,
And
we went to the
that's
monster trucks, and
yes,
that was cool. And you had lots on too.
I did. Yeah. I actually not yesterday as much, but on Friday night, took the Munchkin to first ever circus experience.
Oh, how'd that
So
go?
and it's well, because it's like the sort of like more the traditional circus vibe, but with like way more like really incredibly talented people aerial acts.
Yes.
So as far as like animals go, they're not the kind of performance that they don't have like the lions and everything anymore.
Yep.
Can you imagine the vet bills and the
Yeah.
logistics of transporting those kind of? But
Yeah.
they did have uh ponies that did this beautiful synchronized walking and running around in the big top, and they had camels, and they had dogs that have actually featured on like Australia's Got Talent, so that was really cool. So
Oh.
Hudson Circus,
Yes.
they're staying on in the Ipswich area over the school holidays, and so many talented. My kiddo was watching the very talented women doing the aerial stuff. With one of them had like a
Cool.
chandelier that she was doing like spins and everything on, and then they had the two ladies doing a synchronized one where they were like, one of them was doing the splits and then the other one was kind of like swinging off of her while she was so strong, so impressive. My kids like literally watch it just going,
Oh, that's
like
cool.
I'm secretly filming her and taking little pictures as it's all rolling on, and most of the pictures of her going.
That's what you want.
So
Nice.
yeah, so it was a really worthwhile night. I definitely recommend going and seeing these traveling performers because so talented. So like there was an archery performance, and there was this amazing guy who had a unicycle, but it was three wheels
Oh,
that all
what?
connected, and it was just, and I won't give it all away, but it was Hudson Circus, absolutely amazing. For as far as the first thing, like she will not stop talking about it.
Love it. Oh, that's good.
So it was really, really fun. But it was a late night for her too. So there was some sleeping in yesterday for some people.
Love it. Good.
Not for me, but there was some sleeping in that happened.
Nice.
So shall we get into it, Ben? Because I want to make sure we take care of you if you're nursing a cold.
Oh, it's not bad, but thanks.
Yeah.
Just trying really hard not to like sneeze live on YouTube is my goal.
Yeah, just don't try to mute it before you just like suddenly snap yourself out of it.
Got my mouth within inches of the mute button. It's also the video too that could be quite scary, you know. Like,
oh no, you don't look like you've been sick. You look great.
Thanks.
And we both changed a few of the angles of our stuff as well.
I know. I know, it's wrecking me. I keep looking this way to you, but you're actually this way.
It's the muscle memory I'll get you every time. I was just saying to Ben that I've transitioned. I finally got the money saved, and I transitioned from PC to Mac, and it arrived this week. On Friday, actually, and it's kind of doing my head in a little bit because everything is, it's amazing, but everything is because I'm so entrenched in PC world that it's all muscle memory. I know where everything is. I know where to do advanced setting stuff, but even just like little things like the location of the keyboard in relation to the screen, my touch typing's out because it's the keyboard keys don't sit in quite the right place.
Yeah.
And the command copy paste everything, it's like swapping the fingers, so
takes a while.
for neuroplasticity. I am
is good.
challenging my brain. In your 40s, you have to keep challenging your brain, make it a lifelong learner thing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Well,
without further ado,
congrats.
Ben, let's get into our
News. Love it.
Okay, so did you want to go first, Ben?
I would love to. Let me find my little tab here. Okay, and I'm going to get my Streamlab onto my other screen so you don't see that. And I've just got a itty bitty bit of news. Boink, I'll push that button. Hopefully you see my screen here. And hopefully what you see here is, let's go full screen. This is Paul Tranny's Instagram. He's a bit of an Adobe, well, he is their principal director, evangelist program guy. So like the people that get up at Sneaks and Adobe Max and show all the cool stuff. That's his team. And one of the things I saw him post this week was some renovations to Adobe Firefly. And I thought I'd play them to you now.
Amazing.
So I've turned the music off because it's just kind of this, just showing you this. But basically what it is coming soon to Firefly. I'm saying that because I haven't seen it there yet, but is this ability to add little like dots and annotations and then being able to draw a little bit directly on your image. So you're still doing the prompt thing, but you're not having to write like this extended long thesis in the chat box and getting really frustrated. So you can talk in regions, and you've also got this sort of like really cool, wait for it, slider where you can sort of say, is it enough? Is it too much? You can drag along the bottom here and turn up the, I guess it's a temperature kind of thing. But there's some kind of things, because I kind of feel like, visual people working in a text box, it's a hard thing. It's a good exercise to be able to put your visual stuff into words. Don't forget about it. But being able to work this way too, like it's just going to be quite nice as well to just have
There's
little bit of
specificity
AI
to it.
Yeah, it's not just like
chuck a garden on his head.
Yeah, generative fill in a bit. It's more than that, and it's going to be a nice way to work. Yeah. Anyway, that is my quick little. Oh, I do have one little bit of surprise news. If you think you can take it, because I know.
Go for it.
I don't want. All right, good. So I'm going to swap over to here. This is Bridge. Going to go past the monster truck photos. Yeah, monster trucks. Lads. There they are. There you can see the kids. There they are down at the front. Fire trucks, petrol. Yeah, the sparks.
Speaking of talented people,
look at this. Look who you find in the we were just walking through I think we were both heading to the men's area in Myers in Albury, and we happened to run into each other near the ladies' pajamas. Dr. Tim Kitchen, education rock star. It was nice. It was very nice.
So it would have been a lovely surprise if I mean, like, you guys don't exactly live near each other, so that would have just been a lovely surprise. If it would be gobsmacking if he bumped into me up in Queensland.
Absolutely, yes. And he does have connections to the Albury-Wodonga region with family. Yeah. But it was cool. He got to meet Laura and the kids, and I got to meet some of his family too. So it was
so nice.
And the boys were like, "Oh, this guy is real that you spent a lot of time talking to on a little screen." So anyway,
yeah, it's a bit like that. I don't think Tim hasn't seen Maggie like in person for like half her life now. I think she was like 2 the last time that we hung out, and got an opportunity to spend some time together without actually doing active delivery. So that's so nice. I'm so glad that you got to do that. That's cool.
Yes, it was fun.
So
anyway,
because he's got a few things going on now. Hopefully we might even get him to pop onto the show one time to have a bit of a chat about it, because
That
as
would
far
be
as
good.
Ed Consultants goes, he has a wealth of knowledge.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
my news. Some Adobe related stuff. One of which is that the longtime CEO of Adobe has actually announced that he is going to be transitioning once they find his replacement. Now, this dropped like just around the time of our last episode. So I think it was like the very next day, I actually saw it come up on my newsfeed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, because he has been there for, I think, nearly 20 years. Is it
Yeah,
19
lots
years?
of years. Yeah.
Yeah, like a really, really long time. So that's like a huge thing. And we're seeing like a lot of change in a lot of these big tech companies at the moment, like a lot of transitioning happening. And, you know, it's one of those like really big deals where it's like, you know, the CEO often sets the tone for an
Yeah.
organization. So moving forward, it's going to be really interesting to see what ends up happening in the Adobe space with what they are tracking. The next bit of news that I am a bit excited to share is that the Adobe Creator-thon that is coming on Tuesday, the 21st of April, is going to be a round the globe education drop-in event. So if you are interested, and it doesn't matter if you're in Australia or New Zealand, it's going to be starting at 9 a.m. our time, like Australian Eastern Standard Time, and then literally rolling around the world for 24 hours. It's a massive undertaking. So there is going to be one creative education person per hour slot going in, just like a around the world. So I'm in the 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time slot. So if you're interested in coming to my session, it is as easy as joining the Adobe Education Adobe Creative Educator Leader Program to get access to the registration links. So that is the link there, adobe.ly/join ACE leader. Get amongst it. It's a great group of people. We share lots of resources, lots of inspiration. It's for educators from K-12 and in tertiary higher ed TAFEs, that kind of thing. So it's a massive community. Get amongst it, join us, jump in. And just as a little teaser, my planned session is Creativity Showcase. So I will show you how to share the story of your work fast using Adobe Express web page. So all these bibs and bobs that you create, if you want to tell a story about what you've been making, whether or not that story is about a baking class that you've been doing with your preppies, or whether or not it is learning to do macro photography. It could be that you've had a hands-on community art project that you'd like to showcase. You don't have to be a super nerdy boffin person or pay a heap of money to set up a website that you can share publicly. You can do that in Adobe Express webpage. And my session is going to show you how. It's an ambitious session. As my brain works the way it works, I tend to try to cram a lot of stuff in. But having kept that in mind, I've created a web page about creating web pages that I'm going to touch on, like the main elements of building stuff out. And I'm actually going to provide this link to people who attend or register for my session so that you can actually follow along live, or you can jump in and use my resource in your own time at your own pace that you're feeling comfortable with. And yeah, make and share any web pages. If you rock along to my session, I would love to see what people create based out of the sessions that they attend for that event. So yeah, Tuesday, April 21st, watch our socials, register for the ACE Leader Program, get amongst it. It's going to be great.
Nice. Good show. Good stuff.
So I think it's that time, Ben. It's time for
already. Yeah.
Ready?
Already. Neat. It's the best segment.
Okay, you first, my friend.
All right, matey. Sorry, let me just push some buttons here. All right. So, I'm just gonna press. Hang on. No, I'm in tutorial land. My web browser has crashed. Let me refresh it. Come on,
Oh,
live
I think
TV.
you're done.
Fire
Did
up. Fire
you
up.
did you want me to try to do my thing while you waited
Oh
for your
no,
computer to
it's
do
okay.
its
It's
thing?
just a tab. So if you give me 30 seconds, I think
No,
I'll be
of
right.
course, man. Just
Not
happy
30
to tap
seconds.
dance while you
5
waited.
seconds. I appreciate that. All right, cool. Got it. I got it. Sorry, everyone. So I'm having a very Firefly day today. And I want you to try a couple of things in Firefly, which is a bunch of AI tools in the browser by Adobe that you can get into for free, but you can also get more of them if you have an Adobe account. So something that's interesting is that you can check it out, log in, see how much you can generate. They often have these sort of bonanzas where you can make a lot of stuff without it affecting your credit balance. So do that. But
Especially
the one
while
thing
you're learning.
the one thing that's been really sort of interesting, couple of things let me talk to you about, is abilities to grab into partner models. That's been nice. So you can actually build within Adobe tools, work with layers, that kind of thing, but reach out to things like Flux, Gemini. They're my favorites. ChatGPT's in there as well. You can kind of build with that stuff. It's also worth pointing out that Firefly is up to like image model 5, which is getting quite nice. Which Firefly we didn't necessarily love in its early models. Yes, it was commercially safe, but the results just didn't look as good as some of the other models. So there was that tension there, depending on that. But Firefly 5 and 4 Ultra, I think, are pretty nice if you're asking it to build something, especially when it comes to compositing. Playing with these in Photoshop is a really nice thing. Now, this button here, custom models, went live in the last month and a bit. It might have been around at our last episode, but I got into it this week, and as I understand it, this is a way you can build your own little AI. It doesn't feed any AI beasts. It lives with you. And you can teach it a photographic style. So it'll make some images based off that, an illustrative style, or some characters. You've got some stuff to learn here. It's not a fast thing. It goes off and cooks. So I wouldn't be able to do it in a 5-minute session. But here's one I did play with earlier. And I've gone into a private tab here because I've done this with my work account. I'm not going to, it's for work, but we do learning design, and I've been working on a way, because I can't draw. Is there a way I can't really make animations or graphics? But I did make a character I liked in Character Animator.
I wonder who it could be. It looks very familiar.
So basically I made this character, and then with some other tools and things like that, it was always hard to get this character into different poses and looks. You could do a bit with Gemini, a bit with Nano Banana, but anyway, I ended up.
Oh, I love him. He's so cute.
So these have been built with other tools, a bit of me photoshopping, bit of AI stuff. But basically the process is you load it with some photos, it gives you a score, it then teaches. It took me probably a while it would sort of say, look, these are good, they're consistently depicting the same character, similar things. It'd sort of give recommendations. Some of mine are pretty happy now. But say to these ones, it was saying, look, some of them have got detailed backgrounds. particularly bakery and workshop scenes. So I would swap some out, bring some in, go work on them. At the end, it got to a set of images that it was really happy with. And then you could, this button says generate in Firefly, but it would, when you're in the drafting stage, it'll say analyze, it'll give you more ideas to improve it. You go and do that, analyze. Eventually you'll get to a point where it's got to a pretty good score, and it'll be happy with the tags. It'll be happy with the suggested kind of prompt here. And it'll say, do you want me to go and train the model? It uses 500 credits. I think it took mine maybe like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes to build the thing. But now what I can do with it is I can go into Firefly here and I can choose it. Remember I was saying you can choose all these other models to pick from, your ChatGPTs, your Geminis, your Fluxes. Look at that. There's the one I built. I'm an AI engineer. Look at that. I made one. And I can select that. It preloads the prompt. I can take that away. The only thing it really wants you to use is just that word. So the name of the prompt. So my guy is a multi-skilled toon.
So you have to name him something meaningful so that it can actually like recognize it from your library.
Yeah. So it says that multi-skilled, I can't talk with my nose. Multi-skilled toon, make a baker, or in a kitchen, or working on a motorcycle or something like that, and it will cook it out. Now, because these are work credits, I won't do that now, but I will show you just a little bit of, if I can find my bridge, back to bridge, past Dr. Tim, past the monster trucks. I can show you some of the characters I've made. So I said, let's make him as a scientist. Let's make him as a photographer. So, like some of the fashion choices, like I like this. I don't know. I think I'm the only kind of person that would wear a jacket that checked, but it's pretty cool.
And the matching like lederhosen, it's like a very European look. I'm here for it.
It's great, isn't it?
It's so great, fashion.
So, I mean, hopefully what you're taking away from this is that the style's the same, but the hair's the same, the goggles are the same. There's him with, construction site. We did a lady version. It was kind of cool. It's not playing piano, James Bond, jacket off. It's kind of fun and repeatable, and it puts me in a position where we can be consistent, but I'm not a natural drawer or maker. So for me to make this in Photoshop would be a day's worth of work. This keeps me within the realms, and it's my stuff in my space. Is it perfect? Not exactly. I don't really know why is that how you hold a camera? I've not seen many pistol grips on cameras. I know they're a thing, but they're very rare. A spanner and a barbecue on fire. To me, there's like, what were you thinking? Also, I had fun. I said, get my character playing with a yo-yo, and that was the yo-yo. And then I said, okay, replace.
Looks like a stick of dynamite.
I know, but there's a little yo-yo on the end of it. And then I said, can you try to do a bit of generative repair and say, can you just take that away and replace it with a football? It's not infallible, but it's within the realms of, I could get something like that, and then I could go, okay, I can fix that. It's been,
all it needs is the bat part, and it could be one of those bat ball bouncy ones.
Yeah, I could take that circle and put it on top of that stick, and then I've got like a racket ball. What's that thing everyone does now? All the cool kids.
Yeah.
Paddle ball.
I know what you're talking about. It's one of the houses that millennials get sorted into. Yes, pickleball.
So that's my kind of thing. So to have a look and see if it's on your account, jump into the Firefly, and you're looking for the custom model section. Have a run at it. It's I think it's got some legs to work with you, as opposed to like sometimes I feel like you're just loading up an AI and it's going to go, thanks for that. Thanks for your brains. I'll reward you with a low resolution photo. I did the reading up on this. It feels quite like an ethical. It stays with you. This is your space. It doesn't go back to the machine. It doesn't go back to the Matrix kind of thing. Yeah.
There's strategic use of AI to accomplish something that you couldn't reasonably learn how to do or don't do often enough in order to actually, like, you probably wouldn't go away and learn it yourself, but if you're just having a play to get a very specific thing for a very specific purpose that's reusable and that isn't going to feed the beast, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and I think there's a big trend towards this kind of stuff where that they need these, Adobe, all these other companies, they need to give us something we can run ourselves.
Yes.
Google had a big thing, was it this month, where I've just started playing with it, where you can download a 10 gigabyte file, get something like Ollama to run it, and you can have your own little AI on your computer. And it's not going on. You turn the internet off, and that's where I think that's where the appetite will be at the minute. We're all a bit sick of it harvesting all our stuff, making memory cards too expensive.
Mate.
Can't buy a hard drive for your new computer, Aaron, because it'll cost $1,000 for a terabyte.
That is why I jumped to finally invest in my new computer when I did, because I was looking at what was happening with RAM, with hard drives, the costs. I'm like, if I don't, sat down, had the financial chats, crunched the numbers, and went, if this increased by even like another 20%, it's going to take me another year to save up for it.
Yep.
So.
For sure.
Because, and that's the other thing as well, one of the things that I was reading about was that, we lost Ben off the stage for a second. So one of the things that I was listening to the other day was people talking quite concernedly about how memory and hard drives and such, from a software point of view, hardware point of view, I should say, hardware might get so prohibitively and unapproachably expensive that people might be forced to only be able to access virtual machines, which is just another way of you being forced into a subscription to access the resources that you've already paid for. Which I find really, really, like, as someone who owns her DVDs and owns her albums and owns her CDs, the fact that you own your own copy of things, being increasingly forced into a subscription model, you can kind of understand it from a software point of view, because obviously data security, cybersecurity being what it is, they're putting a lot of money into keeping these things hacker-proof, working with new operating systems. Like a subscription model in some instances makes a lot of sense for certain kinds of software, because the technology is moving so fast. However, the memory that's on my computer is mine. No.
Exactly. And
I don't want to have to go, I can't actually do my job anymore because the subscription for my virtual machine that I access out of what's basically a dumb box on my desktop just increased by 50% next month. So that's horrifying.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
So it's one of those interesting things where I think strategic AI with the environmental impacts, with the water usage, even though I've been learning that that's apparently a less per prompt than it used to be.
Okay.
But the volume of people that are prompting has increased exponentially as AI becomes more accessible and the credits themselves become cheaper. So I think the volume of usage is completely offsetting any like water usage savings that are being made. So it's considering that AI was mostly very like prospective when I went away to have my kiddo in the 4 or 5 years ago when I went on leave to go and do that. And then when I came back to work, it had just exploded after just 2 years. It's just interesting to me how far it's moved, how fast. It doesn't seem to be slowing down. So I'm for one, I'm totally with you, Ben. I'd like to see more ethical uses, like what Anthropic did with refusing to release their latest model because they were like, oh no, it starts doing stuff on its own. No, we don't like that.
Yes.
Let's slow our roll for a second because we've seen this movie.
Yeah, and I think what's along that, I don't want to get too deep into it, but like it's amazing how fast it becomes something that people feel they need to buy. And I mean, I know I spend it and I have access to a whole bunch of Adobe tools. I'm happy to spend there, and I get some, and it's a nice thing. But I haven't really felt the urge to pony up and get like to your Claude or Anthropic or same thing, Gemini. I haven't bought it yet because I've been able to use the free stuff, and you just wonder how much money is there on how much stuff is being used. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lady on YouTube I really follow, and she said if you do a good job of your prompting, and if you still use your brain for the mundane kind of things, you can get a lot out of the free stuff. You just gotta use it well.
Like I use AI tools because they're being increasingly integrated into everything. You can't not use AI tools in work in educational technology. It's not the way the world works now.
Well, you can't.
However,
like turning it off. Yeah.
I write my own emails.
Yeah.
I don't get it to rewrite my emails for me. I don't feel the need to. I usually will turn off whatever, insert AI helper tool that is being, incorporated into your software here. Like I don't use them on the daily to ask them basic questions. I search for stuff myself because I have that capacity. I have those muscles, and I want to keep those muscles moving. Those mental muscles, that means that I can find things and string a sentence together and write my own emails and be aware of my own tone and change the tone of an email based on what is appropriate for the context. Those are skills that I have, and I want to keep them. I don't want to outsource them to an AI model.
Yeah. Well said.
That I have no interest in outsourcing that creative capacity I have and those skills that I have built over my entire educational life, all of the reading I've ever done. I like my skills mine, and I will use the tools that are at disposal, but I think it's a very important distinction. You need to make sure that the tools don't start using you. And I fear that that's where we're at the moment with people's approaches to these things. Like it's the shiny new toy, and people get overly dependent on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anywho, speaking of dependence and really, really liking to use tools that are at your disposal, but being mindful about the kind of information that they capture and the way that they are used and what they might expose you to. My that's neat share for today is it's finally landed. Project Aqua has been retitled Aqua. It was just released in the US and Europe, I believe, to begin with. I was so dirty when they announced that it was released and then I couldn't download it. I could just watch the promo videos and went, But that was only, I think, 6 weeks ago, maybe 2 months, because I had a grumble about it then. But now I'm happy because I just randomly checked and it is actually now available in our region. So Australia, New Zealand, Asia Pacific, we now have access to Project Aqua. Now, I've opened up this on the App Store listing for Apple because I did just want to point out a few things. Now, this is for parents who are looking for apps for their children to keep them occupied in certain circumstances. So I'm going to give you a super quick tour of the kinds of things that I think, my opinion, that you should look for when you're looking at apps to kind of check how it's using your data, whether or not there are in-app purchases, because there are so many apps targeting children out there that maybe aren't conducting themselves in the best possible way. So what we're going to do is I'm in the App Store. You can see I've already downloaded it. So you can see that it already says open. So then that would otherwise be a get icon, and you'd have to authenticate. But as you scroll down, it gives you the previews of the different kinds of things you can do art-wise. It also has its summary. You can see it's Adobe Labs, it's the developer. So we'll scroll past the reviews, because what I want to bring your attention to is the app privacy. Now, this is where it actually discloses, which is a requirement, what data is linked to you that the app actually collects and accesses. So user content, that would include the drawings and things you actually do inside the app, because it needs to be able to access that in order to process them. If you wanted to share them to a third-party location, if you had older kids and you wanted to share, they wanted to share stuff onto, send it to, AirPlay or whatever, it needs to have access to that. Data that's not linked to you that it might collect is identifiers, usage data, and diagnostics. You will notice some apps collect a heck of a lot more data that is identifiable and linked to you than is necessary for what the app actually does. And that is something that, people out there, caregivers, parents, guardians, when you are installing apps and putting them onto your device, your life, a lot of people, your life is on your phone, you're banking, everything. This is a really good area to just have a bit of an eyeball of, to see if you're comfortable with the information that it is gathering about you while you're using this app, especially the free ones. Now, this app is free, but because it's from a very big company, they're not collecting a huge amount of information in comparison to some others. You'll also notice they have accessibility things. They have voice control. They have reduced motion and captions and audio descriptions, which is a really nice touch. And you'll notice down here as well, there is a space on here on the screen. I'll just get my cursor, where if there was in-app purchases, it would have to disclose them. So no, click your credit card, press this button to buy 200 gems to be able to do X, Y, Z. That is not included in this app. It is just the app itself. And this is what the app looks like. Now let's just go and open that up. Now you can create different profiles for different people. So you've got Mama Bear, Erin is there, and I've got my Munchkin there. So if I go into my Munchkin's profile, is that music coming through the computer for you?
I can't hear it, Erin. No, but
because it's like a little annoying, so I'm just going to turn that iPad down. There we go. It does have uplifting, jaunty music, but I'm trying to think around it while I'm talking. I don't want to feel like I'm shouting over it. So we have coloring options, all of these different stations that are all themed, different kinds of drawing that you can engage with. Now, there is also, you can see here, I did a little experiment where it dropped in like a preloaded fish picture, and then I went in and made some changes, and then my kiddo went in, and you can see how scribbly that is, because my kiddo is a younger kiddo and does love the rainbow option for anything to do scribbles. Also, found a color in option where you could actually do like the paint fill tool to do coloring in pages, which I hadn't even found yet. So what is always very interesting to me is how quickly kids that have had some iPad exposure, strategic device exposure, can go in to these apps. Let's pick a happy little quokka. What a happy little quokka. And they can go in and find all these brushes and paint tools and things to actually add stuff in there. So she found the paint bucket, and you pick your colors and it just does a fill for you. Let's do that blue. You also have a color selector where you can get a few different gradients and do like a more traditional, less creative color fill than what my kiddo would probably do. But it also has like a bunch of paintbrushes and things that you can actually go in there and do some coloring. You've got some textures there where you can add some rainbow effects and actually get some coloring done in there. You also have the option to turn it into a comic book strip, which is pretty cool. And you can change the thickness of the pen there. So it's a pretty like simple interface, but that does have a lot of really cute interactivities. That the interface is very, very basic. Now, if I say that I'm done with that picture, one of the nice little features about it is that it rewards you for doing a picture. It gives that little bit of affirmation. I think that this is a fantastic app that if you are looking to engage your kiddo, but you don't happen to have pens and pencils on you, especially, and this is something that I do endorse, if you have the ability to sit next to your child as they're using a screened device, that is optimum, because then you are talking to them about what they're doing as they're doing it. You're giving them very direct supervision. You're able to give them input. They're able to get excited about things. You can also see the time lapse of as you are adding things into your little creation. See, it adds that in. And if you try to download things, which is obviously the act of downloading, is removing something that has been created by that child in this app and then putting it onto the device, using it elsewhere, it asks you to answer a mathematics question, which has been excellent practice for me because I don't exactly do times tables every day. So it's been making me have a little bit of a think. I go, 6, 7, is that 42? Let's try, because I've embarrassed myself. Yay, I got it right. And then it asks, do you want to have access to these things? And do you want it to access your library? So it's a great little app. I highly recommend checking it out if you are looking for something that is going to keep them amused. There are a lot of features in here that you can explore, and I definitely think that it's worthwhile if you're looking for a very safe, pretty low stimulation app option to be able to give kiddos a creative outlet without fear of weird ads or links to other apps or other things sort of sneaking their way into their experience when you may or may not have eyes on screen. It's a good option. Very, very solid. I'm really impressed.
Well, I do like it. Now, Erin, I'm going to blow your mind because you're a new Mac user.
Yes.
2 things on Aqua. I've got a really, really old iPad. It's actually 10 years old and we haven't upgraded it. So I haven't even tried Aqua on it yet. But my laptop is, what is it, 2021? It was the first of the M chip Macs, which means it shares hardware with iPads, which means I can download Aqua to my MacBook.
Ooh.
So
see, and as a PC girl, this is not something that I've ever.
I know. There's this idea of having iPad apps on and iPhone apps on your computer. It's totally doable. Why is that good for me? Because I teach off my laptop on an interactive screen, which means I can then make my MacBook into a giant sized tablet, which means the kids can draw in Aqua via my laptop on a giant screen. It's a classroom activity. Everyone's got visibility. Everyone's working together. 2 kids can be drawing at once. All that kind of stuff is really good. If you think, I don't have a Mac, but I have an interactive screen, they're doing an Android app. It's in the thing. It's coming soon. So you'll be able to install.
They always land the iPad stuff first.
I know. Yeah. And even then, you can still beam your iPad up to your TV or your screen or your projector with. We do that a fair bit at home, actually, because we like to have the visibility, but we don't necessarily want to be craning over their shoulder. Here's the iPad. It's on the TV. We can kind of
just
see
that
it.
eyes on.
Yeah.
Keeping those eyes on when kids are on devices is perfect. It's the way that you need to do it.
It either becomes something they want to share, look at the TV, I just built this, or it's just that peace of mind. You can see it while they're working on it. Anyway, that's my rant. But yes,
no, that
lovely,
is
lovely
amazing, and it's actually like something that I've been experimenting with in the last couple of days, like sneaking away or waiting for kiddo to be asleep and then jumping on and having a try, is how seamlessly and wirelessly I can add my iPad as another accessible screen, and how the mouse just goes across onto it, and it kind of just like, and that's been really cool. The problem is I couldn't do that with StreamYard because StreamYard wouldn't detect it as an additional display, even though the computer detects it as a display. StreamYard itself would not detect it as a display. And I even tried wiring it and everything, it wouldn't do it. So in order to get the iPad on the screen just then,
that was impressive.
What I did is I use a app that I've been using for years called Air Squirrels Reflector, which actually enables you. It's a great equalizer because regardless of whether or not you have a PC or Mac, regardless of whether or not you run an iPad, iPhone, or Android device, as long as there is a screen mirroring application that is available on those devices, it will, basically turn itself into a receiver, so then you can put those devices up on a screen. And that's something that I have been using, I want to say since like 2017, 2018.
Yeah, I reckon I bought my Reflector Teacher when I was at Prometheus. Yeah, so about 2019, and it's just been. It's just been bomb proof. It just keeps working.
It does. And I mean, and I had the original Reflector, and I'm now sitting on Reflector 4.
Yeah.
Which even now is like 2 years old, and it's like really, really cost effective. Isn't based on a subscription.
I think mine's based off Reflector 3, so mine's even older, and it just works.
Yeah,
just keeps
I jumped from Reflector 2 to Reflector 4, and the main difference I found with the different versions of the software is the skins, because obviously they update that little border that you see around the edges of the iPad. They update those borders to reflect the changes in how the devices actually work. So then you can give the appearance of the actual real device being on your screen without it being just like a weird disembodied screen cutout sitting on your monitor. Which I find like it grounds the device a little bit when I'm doing a demo, to say this is an iPad, and it actually shows you what an iPad looks like, including like fake buttons on the sides, which I quite like.
Yeah. No,
but
it's all good.
Yeah, it's because between 2020 is when they first started like removing the home button from the front of the iPads as well. So it was like a massive no more buttons on the front of those devices. The shells no longer looked the same. The screen dimensions were slightly different. Technology moves on.
And quickly.
But yeah, my iPad, Ben, like that's one of the things that I've been finding is that the iPads are so bulletproof.
Yeah.
Like in our house, I have my iPad that I just demoed on, and it was a 2020 model. And it's just ticking over absolutely fine. It replaced my 2013 model.
Yep.
That now isn't getting the operating system updated, sadly. It's that
finally
designed obsolescence, which I'm
mine is, when do we buy it? Mine would be the first small iPad Pro. Here it is. It's probably currently flat, but it still goes, and it doesn't get the operating system updates, but it does still get security updates.
Yeah, see, and that's an important differentiation as well for me. Whereas, your iPad is nude. That freaks me out because this I am a tough case girly because I am a klutz. Like I see naked devices out in the wild, and it makes me feel so immediately anxious.
Don't
do that.
The best thing about this is because it's so old, the battery when it's off power lasts, depending on what you're playing or using it for, results vary. But if you're doing low level use, maybe about an hour. If you're doing something
turned down,
something a bit more involved, maybe 20 minutes. And so it's a really good thing if you just want 20 minutes, it goes flat on the kids.
Sorry,
flat.
darling,
Right,
you have to. No more screen time for you. 20 minutes.
We'll go outside. Thanks, I'll put it on charge. We'll go outside. So everyone's like, "Do you want to put a new battery in it?" You could go down to that shop, that sells all the. No, it's just working perfectly. Thank you.
Yeah, that is the optimum usage.
That's it.
Built-in timer.
All iPads could have a 20-minute battery. Life would be much better.
It would probably solve a few problems with like the addictive nature of apps. Yeah. If you can only use them for 20 minutes, you're done. Bye-bye. Well, anyway, Ben, I think that we should call it let you go and chill and do your thing, drink some Lemsip, whatever it is that you need to do.
Thanks.
To get yourself feeling better, my friend.
I hope I haven't been too gross. I tried when I went off camera just to like get into the box of tissues. So hopefully I'm not wearing any. Anyway.
No, I would have told you if there was a booger situation. You're my friend. I wouldn't leave you or a booger hanging. It's fine.
You would have taken me straight out, kicked me out of the Streamlab, and
I would have done the same thing if there was lipstick on your teeth. Like,
yeah, thanks.
Friends help friends.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, anywho, let's call it there. Thank you so much for joining me yet again. And I guess this is our 12th episode. So next year is our one year mark.
We've done it for a year. How great.
Yeah. So May. We started in May of 2025. Big year. Well done. Congratulations.
It's well and truly a habit, isn't it now, this podcast? We've done
it. Is. It is like we aim for whatever day we aim for. We tend to do a day or a week around that. But hey, it's not about perfection. Perfection is the enemy of completion.
Exactly. And we have finished 12. No one can take that away from us.
In the bag. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining. For those of you who are joining us using the recording, thank you so much for your attention. And throughout the month, I'll pop some little AI baked. They are baked through our streaming provider StreamYard. It provides us with some AI clips, little samples and snippets of our show. So please feel free to follow us on our socials. Follow through, check out our previous live streams. And if I don't see any of you at the Creator-thon in a week and a bit's time, we'll see you for next month's episode or in the comments on our socials. Cheers.
Bye.
And
we respect and honour Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders past, present and emerging. First Nations sovereignty was never ceded. I acknowledge the stories, traditions and living cultures of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples on this land and the lands in Australia that we reach, and commit to building a brighter future together.